Hi everyone, I have been catching up on some projects that I've been needing to finish, and so I am here to share some of the ones that I have completed over the past week or two. And a couple of these are leftover projects from Christmas, and I was kind of in a slump between December and January where I don't know, I had all the things to craft, I had the ideas, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't sit to do it. And I know those are really busy months, especially December. And I think it just took me a little while in January to kind of get back into the swing of things. Also, most of December, our homeschool journey was totally different. And it was, I don't want to say non-existent, but definitely unconventional school going on in December. So my priority in January was making sure that we got onto a really good schedule with our homeschool stuff and got to a good place with that. And once that fell into place, then I was able to really kind of devote that mind space to crafting again. So I'll start with just a couple of the things that I finished up, and then I'm going to share another project. And I'll say that all of these are projects using Oohlala Vintage Treasures digitals, and some of them are from the Christmas collection that she had out. Absolutely beautiful collection. It can be used anytime. As you can see, I have a couple of Christmas images, but the patterns themselves are just so pretty. They can, I mean, really, it's kind of an anytime digital set. So these projects were created with the Pink Parfait Christmas collection, and I used the paper pack and some of the ephemera sets, and I'll link those below. And again, they're from Oohlala Vintage Treasures. And I think the first project that I wanted to complete was this lace book. And I constructed the whole book from just cardstock. So it's pretty solid, but it's definitely like bendable because it is a cardstock base. I printed one of the digitals, and it's kind of hard to see now, but it's like my favorite paper from the Pink Parfait Christmas collection, and I printed it on a canvas paper, so it's just really soft, and I ended up covering quite a bit of it, but I think just the softness of it still kind of carries through or peeks through in person especially. So, and there's a better glimpse of that paper there. But I went ahead and just covered, like I said, I made this out of cardstock. I covered it with this really pretty gold metallic fabric that I had, and then I printed this image on canvas fabric paper, so that I could then cover the book with that and just give it a really soft look. I decorated it with lots of different vintage laces. There are a couple of little ephemera pieces here as well from the collection. There's also a couple of bits and pieces from the Biscotti silk collection, along with a majority of the papers. I'm pretty sure almost all the papers on the inside are from the Pink Parfait Christmas, which again, I'll link below. I know Christmas is over, but I feel like it's always fun to craft for Christmas. So on the inside, I just have a kind of a pocket here with just a few little different pieces. There's a little tag inside of a glassine bag, and these little bags were actually part of the Biscotti silk kit, the physical kit that Doreen had out a couple of months ago, which was absolutely beautiful. All of these papers here you can see these are printed cardstock, and I printed out different cardstock patterns using the Pink Parfait Christmas collection. And you hear some meowing. You may see an appearance from a cat in just a moment. But yes, so those are the pages, and I have some different laces displayed and pinned on them. But the whole purpose of this book is just if I want to gift somebody laces, or if I had some laces that I wanted to keep and display, I guess I could hold them like this. So I have each page just has some different laces wound around and a little pin holding them in. And then the back page, this was this super, super cute, one of my absolute favorite pieces from the Biscotti silk physical kit that Doreen has. And I'll link her kit club and things below, of course. All that information will be there along with the digital links, but also for information for her kit club. So this was one of the pieces that was in there, and I thought it was so pretty, so I have it just in the back here as a really pretty embellishment. And then that's the back of the book. So that's the lace book that I made. I also used the Pink Parfait Christmas kit to make just a couple little notebooks. And this was like a learning process along the way, because while I am happy with just the cute little notebooks here, I also learned that the binding, I'm gonna alter that just a little bit. I don't know why, you know what, I'm talking and not paying attention. I undid that bow thinking I was undoing this bow. This bow I'm gonna tie back because it doesn't hold the notebook closed. This one holds the notebook closed. See, I'm talking, not paying attention. What I learned is the way that I bound this, I did sew, I know it's kind of, yeah, it's hard to see there, but I did sew the pages together, but then I glued it into the binding. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to do it so that it's not as stiff. Now I did go through and kind of open them up a little bit, but because these are antique ledger pages, you kind of have to be careful as well, because I don't want them to rip out when I'm trying to open the book. So it's not terrible, but it's not as easily functional as I was hoping it would be for a notebook. So I'm gonna kind of think of a way that I can do a different binding. The binding is really solid because I used a lot of glue and I used a bit of cardstock to reinforce that. But then I didn't want to, normally I would kind of bend and work it a little bit, but I don't want to do that and rip the paper. So I'll have to figure out another way I want to do that and make another one. I did use the Pink Parfait Christmas paper pack and ephemera pieces to make this cute little Christmas tree set up there with the bear, so cute. And then I used, just on the inside cover, I had these really pretty Italian papers that I bought from Kate from Inked Paper Art, and they've kind of been sitting there and I've just been looking at them and I thought this particular pattern was so beautiful. So I just have it as the end papers here. All right, so that's one notebook, and then this one, I'll tie that back later. It's the same thing. It's just another little notebook. I love this pattern paper. This is one of my favorites from that Pink Parfait collection. Okay, and so this piece here, this is the most recent make that I've done, and this is, I'll link it below. This is a freebie, actually. Parts of this are a little freebie from Doreen, and if you are a part of her Facebook group, you'll probably know that there's a challenge going on, and it's the Pocket of Gratitude Challenge. And so again, I'll put that information below, but basically you're making a pocket, and each month you're adding a word to that pocket and kind of keeping it throughout the year. And there's lots of different challenges and things going on, so definitely go check it out if you haven't been to the Facebook group recently. This is the heart that I made. This heart pattern is part of the freebie that she has in her group. She also has some words and some different cute little images that are part of that freebie too that I've used here. And I have one on the back as well. Now the larger papers, so the larger paper here and then the larger paper here, are from the new French Bliss collection that she has out. So these are pages from the paper pack of the French Bliss collection, but that heart image is the freebie that you'll get. I wanted to make my heart just a bit bigger and kind of curve that one on the back there. So I downloaded that paper pack as well, and it is such a really beautiful collection and complements the freebie perfectly. So the tag that I created for this month, well, for January really, I want to do another one for February, is blessed, because I do feel, and I have stuff here if I want to write, I do feel extremely blessed to be on the journey that I'm currently on, which is being at home, homeschooling, and working on my online business, doing a little bit of virtual teaching, but being more of a presence in my own home than I've ever been before. I've always worked in education, and this is the first year in like almost 2 decades that I haven't worked in education. So anyway, long story short, without doing too much more rambling, I do feel extremely blessed that I am able to take this journey where I am not out of the house from 8 a.m. until after 5 p.m. every single weekday, that I am home with my daughter, that I'm able to cook, I'm able to make homemade things, homemade bread, homemade, you know, whatever, and just slow down a little bit. So that is my word for January, and then I'm going to work on something for February, and I'll share that. I just have, of course, lots of laces, and then on the front I have a couple of little, I have a little piece, a little image here from the French Bliss kit, And then this is just one of the words. And these are part of the freebies that Doreen has. She has a couple little ephemera pieces and words, tons of words to choose from, and then the heart itself. So you can go ahead and make one of these too. And if you do, please make sure that you post your work in the Facebook group. It's always so fun to see everybody else's, and it's always just really motivational and inspirational to see what you guys are creating. And oh, the one thing I wanted to share, which was kind of funny, this is an actual postmark, because I was packaging up some different vintage French postcards and my dog managed to get a hold of one and he chewed up like a couple of the corners off, but the postmark was left, so I cut it out and just added it here because I thought it was cute and I didn't have a postcard anymore. So anyway, that is my gratitude pocket. I'll link that below. And again, everything here is using the digitals from Oohlala Vintage Treasures. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.